Welcome to the OCI Grails Quickcast, bite-sized portions of Grails productivity tips to help maximize developer productivity with the framework. Grails Quickcasts are brought to you by OCI, the home of the core Grails development team and your source for professional support, project work, and training around the Grails framework. Grails Quickcasts are distributed in partnership with dzone, who help build knowledge and relationships to maximize your success.
Hello, my name is Sergio Delamo and I am a member of the Grails OCI team. In this recording, I wanted to talk about replacing a many-to-one collection with another one. So let me show the example application that we have. So one of my favorite books is Demon by Daniel Suarez. I wanted to show in a Grails application a typical use case. We have one domain class to map the book. And then for each of the books, we have many of these reviews. Basically are the quote and an author. I have created another Grails domain class with those two fields, author and quote. Is a many-to-one, so a book can have many reviews while a review belongs to a book. I have disabled the version field in both of them. So I have set version false in both domain classes. I have created a GORM data service to save books and to find books, and a review data service to save a review. Basically, GORM data services allow you to create the GORM operations by defining an interface. So as you can see, I have here three fields, the quote, the author, and the book, which are the properties of the domain class, and GORM data services will take care of that. In bootstrap.groovy, I basically inject both services. I create the book by calling the GORM data service method save. That will return me an instance of a book. And then I create two of those reviews. Basically, I code save. I supply the quotes that I showed you in the website, and the book as the last parameter. I have one controller called book controller. This has two methods, basically the index, which when you supply a name, if you don't supply a name, I will return a 422. This is a Grails application created with the REST API profile. So we are responding JSON. We are using JSON views. Basically, I use the data service here again to fetch a book by the name. If the book is not found, I return 404. If it's found, I try to render with a JSON view. The JSON view uses a template for rendering the reviews. Usual stuff. And then I have another another action in the controller called update. I have a command object, the book update command, which takes two instances, two properties, the name of the book that I want to update and the reviews that I want to replace with. Book review is a simple Groovy Pogo with quote and author. The book takes the command object if the command object is invalid. So Grails will take care of instantiating the command object, doing the data binding and calling the validate. So by the time the command object arrives here, it has already been validated. So that means that if there are errors, the errors will be present here. If there are errors, I respond a 422. And if there are not errors, I try to update the reviews. If the book updates, if the book is not found, I will return a 404. If the book has errors after being updated, I will return a 422. If not, I will render the book using the same JSON views as I used in the index action. Let me show you the update reviews. So basically, the update review service is a naive attempt to update the reviews of the book. And we will be improving this method while we work in this Quickcast. So I first retrieve the book data service. If the book is not found, I return null. And then I have two methods, one method that I call clear reviews and another method that I call add reviews. In the clear reviews right now, what I do is I call book reviews.clear, and in the add reviews, I basically iterate the reviews that came in the command object. I instantiate one new domain class review, and I call add to reviews. Then I call save. If save failed, I log an error, and I return book. So if save failed, this book will contain errors, and the controller will take care of responding accordingly. So let me start the application. Let me exit presentation mode. So I have here on the bottom right corner, I have PO, which is a network HTTP client for macOS. And here on the top, I have XRebel profile in this application. So if I try to update the book, basically I am doing a put request. I am sending a list of reviews only of one item. So basically what I expect is the book right now has 2 reviews. I expect these 2 reviews to be removed from the database and be replaced by this 1 review. So if I call put, here on the top, I see that I am doing 3 database calls. I am fetching the book by the name I supplied. Then I am fetching the reviews. Already you see here this is not efficient. This is happening because here I'm loading the reviews lazily. We will improve this right now. And then I am inserting a review. So another problem that is easy to spot is that we are not removing the reviews. So if I call, even if in the answer already of the request, I see that instead of retrieving 1 review, I'm getting the 3 reviews. So this clear is not working. And this is not working because the orphan relationships are recreated by Hibernate. So one solution to that problem will be to come here and set the cascade behavior of the reviews. So what I can do is I can come here and say cascade all delete orphan. This will, when I do clear, all the orphans, because of this cascade behavior, will be removed. And then the other improvement that I would like to do is instead of fetching the reviews lazily, what I'm going to do is I'm going to improve my book data service. And I'm going to create a new method called book find join reviews. And I'm going to say, I'm going to use here the join annotation. I'm going to say the fetch with a join the reviews. So the join is defined here in Grails GORM services join. I'm going to come here. I'm going to search for find book data service. And let me replace those with find in the controller too, because I don't want to do 2 databases calls in the index method as well. And in the update review, I will come here and do a find join reviews. Let me restart the application and let's see if those improvements reduce. Basically, we got rid of the extra database call due to the lazy loading, and if actually the deletes are in place and we are actually replacing the collections as we expected. Okay, let me invoke update. So I have 4 databases calls. I am fetching the book and reviews with a join now. And this is due to the change that we did in the data service. We have two delete statements for the old reviews because we call clear and we set the cascade behavior, and we are doing an insert. We are getting the correct response in the put request, and if we do a get, we will get also the correct response, and the get only does one database query because we are using the join in the data service. What if you didn't want to change the cascade behavior and you wanted to take care of doing the clear of the reviews yourself? Let's just do that. Go to book, remove the cascade behavior that we just defined. We are going to go to the update review service. Here, we are going to try to do this by hand. So we can say book reviews each. This will be a review. And then we are going to get, we are going to call book remove from reviews, review. And then we can call review delete. We are going to restart the application, and this is going to fail, and you are going to see now why it's going to fail. So we are getting a Java util concurrent modification exception. So the solution to this is we are going to generate a different list. So we are going to call here collect, and then we are going to get rid of this exception. So let me restart the application. Okay, let's do the update request again. So we have one, the same select with the join for getting the book, then we have the insert, and then we have the two deletes somewhere here. So we have here the two deletes. So we are getting exactly the same behavior as we got when we changed the cascade behavior. However, we can improve this, so we can get rid of doing these two queries and doing one query instead. So one way to do that will be, let's create a list here with the book, the reviews IDs that we want to delete. So instead of calling here delete, we are going to say IDs, review ID. And then here we are going to call review data service delete. And we are going to supply IDs. We need to create this method. So let's open the review data service. So we say this is going to be delete. It's going to take a list of serializable IDs. And here we can use one feature of GORM data services. With this, we can use aware syntax to do our where clause in the delete operation. So we can say when ID is in IDs. So this will be a delete from review where ID in and the IDs list that we supply separated by commas. Let's try to restart the application and see if this works. Okay, let me do the request again. Okay, we get only now 3 database calls, which is what we wanted to achieve. So we are doing one for the insert. We are doing a delete. So basically delete from review where ID in this query. This is exactly what we just did with this delete method in the data service. And then we have here the select with the join, which we achieved in the book data service with join. As you can see, this is more efficient because we are doing one less database call. You saw that we basically achieved most of this functionality using GORM data services. GORM data services is really powerful addition to the GORM capabilities. Be sure to explore them. So if you visit gorm.grails.org and visit the Hibernate, the GORM for Hibernate implementation documentation, you can scroll to the GORM data services section and you will find a much better explanation than what I just provided. Also, make sure to read the Cascade documentation in the Grails documentation. So basically, if you go here in the right side of the documentation to database mapping, you have here several of the options available for mapping. One of them is Cascade here. And yeah, latest thing I wanted to tell you is make sure to visit guides.grails.org to learn more tips about Grails and make sure to check the training offering available. We are offering a lot of free webinars and workshops in the upcoming months. Make sure to tune in and register for those. Thanks for watching. Have a good time.
Thank you for watching this episode of the OCI Grails Quickcast. For more information on how OCI can help you with Grails or any of these other practice areas, visit ociweb.com or contact us at info@ociweb.com. Follow our Twitter accounts @ObjectComputing and @GrailsFramework. Also, read regular updates on the OCI Grails team blog at grailsblog.ociweb.com.